Hi guys, welcome to day 5 of your spring break challenge given to you by your math teachers to do 5 problems a day. Today we're going to be doing 21 through 25, which means you will be halfway done with all of these problems because we're going up to 50 over 10 days. So congratulations, we're halfway through spring break. Okay. Alright, so let's start with number 21 today. We're talking about solving inequalities, and then we're going to graph them on a number line. Just to make sure we kind of grasp the idea of what the answers really look like. So for inequalities, we're going to solve them very similarly to an equality. Okay, so that's a statement with a equal sign, except for we're just going to keep our inequality sign the same. Alright, so this is a less than symbol, so we're going to keep that the same as we're going through. We want to identify what our variable is and see what we've done to it, and then we need to undo it. So our variable here is n, and we are subtracting 6 from it. So in order to undo that, we need to add 6 to both sides. So you can still draw your line down your inequality. Just remember that that inequality is a less than symbol, so that's what we need to bring down, not an equals. Alright, let's add 6 to both sides to solve for n. Alright, minus 6 plus 6, that gives me 0. So I'm left with n is less than. Negative 15 plus 6 is going to give me negative 9. Alright, so our answer here is going to be n is less than negative 9. If we were to graph that on a number line, okay, and your number line is going to look better than mine, right? I just want to make sure you guys know where 0 is on your number line, and then I've got a negative 9. It's to the left of my 0. I'm going to put a circle over negative 9 because that's the number that's in my inequality. Alright, I'm going to leave that circle open because there's no or equals to here in your symbol. It's just the less than, so that means that negative 9 is not part of my answer. And then n is less than negative 9, so I need the arrow to point at the values that are less than negative 9, which is going to be to the left of it. Alright, so that's one of your answers right there for number 21. Alright, moving right along, number 22 is also an inequality problem. This time we do have an or equals to in our inequality. So we're still going to do our do and undo chart. Alright, just as if it were an equality. Okay, I'm going to draw the line down my inequality. And here's n, and we are subtracting 10 from it, which means to undo that, we need to add 10 to both sides. So let's go ahead and add 10. Add 10. Alright, these two are going to cancel. I'm going to be left with n on this side is less than or equal to 6 plus 10 is going to give me 16. So our answer is going to be n is less than or equal to 16. Okay, so that's our answer. Let's graph it on a number line. Alright, this time 0 is going to be to the left of our main number there, which is going to be 16. We are going to put a circle over 16 because that's the number in my inequality. And actually this is going to be a closed circle because of that or equals to right there in our symbol. Alright, this says n is less than or equal to 16, so I need my arrow to point at the numbers that are also less than 16. Alright, so that's what my solution set would look like visually. Alright, let's move on to number 23. Number 23, same thing, inequality. We are going to write a do and undo chart there. Okay, a do and undo chart there. Okay. And then we're going to figure out what's being done to k, and we're going to solve for k. Alright, so first thing that's being done to k is it's being divided by 15. And the second thing is that we're adding 7. This is just like our two-step problems that we were doing yesterday. So in order to undo, we need to undo in the opposite order with the opposite signs. So we've got plus 7 is the last one that's being done to it. So minus 7 is the first thing we've got to undo. And then times 15 would be the second thing that we need to do to undo these equations here. So let's go ahead and do that. So we need to subtract 7 from both sides. I get -1 on this side is greater than k divided by 15 because these 7s are going to cancel. All right, and let's multiply both sides by 15. Oops, kind of ran out of space there, sorry. These cancel over here, so I'm left with k on this side, and then 15 times -1 gives me -15. Now, this is a correct answer. However, conventionally, we would write the variable first. Make that a better k. We'd write the variable first. So let's kind of switch this around so that our variable is first. So we can read it k is blank, then -15. Notice that your symbol is pointing at k. That means that when we rewrite it, it still needs to be pointing at k. All right, so this is actually going to say k is less than -15. Ooh, my 15 looks kind of weird. And that's the same answer. Okay, so these two are the same. All right, but let's plot it on our number line. So I got zeros up here, -15's back here somewhere. All right, I'm going to put a circle over -15, and we're going to leave that open because there's no or equals to, and then k is less than -15. So I need to have my arrow pointing to the left because that's where the values are less than -15. Cool? All right. Let's go on to number 24. Number 24, same thing, inequality. We're going to solve it like an equation, which means we do need to get rid of those parentheses, which means that we need to distribute, right, first before we can do our do and undo chart. So 30 is greater than or equal to 2 times -3 is -6, and then 2 times v is 2v. All right, draw our line down here, our do and undo chart up here in the corner, and we are multiplying v by 2. Even though this 2v comes second, we're still multiplying by 2 first. And then we're actually subtracting 6, right? Because we are adding a -6, which is the same thing as just subtracting 6. So to undo both those things, we need to add 6 first, and then we need to divide both sides by 2. So let's go for it. Add 6. We get 36 on this side is greater than or equal to 2v. Okay. And then let's divide by 2. Okay. And on this side, we're going to get 18 is greater than or equal to v. Okay. Now, this is a correct answer. However, conventionally, all right, we write the variable first. So take a look at your symbol here. Your symbol is pointing at the v, so it still needs to be pointing at the v when you rewrite it. And 18. So this is going to say v is less than or equal to 18, which is still the same as that answer here that we got. Okay, so let's put it on a number line. 0's down here, 18's up here somewhere. Okay, we're going to put a circle over 18 because that's the number that's in our inequality, and we're actually going to color it in because it has an or equals to in our symbol. And then this says v is less than or equal to 18. So we need to have our arrow pointing towards the numbers that are going to be less than 18. All right, number 25 is the last problem that you have to do for this week, and then you'll have a wonderful weekend. So number 25 is a line, and you're asked to find the slope. All right, and the slope is the rise over the run, or some of your teachers might have called it the change in y over the change in x. All right, either way, you're going to get both of those correct. Okay, so change in y over change in x, you're going to pick two kind of really distinct points here. I know that on yours it's 4, -2, and 3, 3. Okay, because mine was kind of drawn a little weird. All right, and I just like to start at the leftmost point, which is going to be this one here. And then I'm going to either go up and down first, because we want to find the change in y first, and then we want to find the change in x, and we want to put them on top of each other. So, change in y, if I start going down, right, I just went down 5. All right, when I go down in the y, that's going to be negative. All right, so I've got -5 as my change in the y. And then I'm going over 1, and that's to the right one, which is still going to be positive. All right, And that would, negative 5 divided by 1 is going to give me a slope of negative 5. Okay. Alright. If we went the other way, let's change color here. Alright, if we started at this lower point and we would have gone up 5, okay, and then to the left one, which would have given us a negative 1, and 5 divided by negative 1 is going to give us that same answer, n equals negative 5. Alright, I'll see you guys next week. Have a wonderful weekend, and good luck.